and welcome back to TM2 Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Anti. My co-host right here is Kyle Heath. This is the show where we cover gaming industry-related news of the last week. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about how Ubisoft, the union representatives, are calling for the head of the CEO. We're going to dive into a little bit about some Star Wars, was it Galactic Racer, the new game that they've been working on for a while. GTA 6 finally has a release date. Well, it's kind of already had a release date, but this is the first time that they're actually doubling down on the release date, saying for sure it's going to be in November, so we're going to talk about that. And then Epic Games is promising to fix their Epic Games game launcher and Epic Games Store. We'll see if that even has any merit in it. But before we begin, Kyle, how you been? How's your last week? You been gaming any?
Dude,
What do you got going on in the world
have
of
I been gaming any? Oh, let me
oh
tell
yeah?
you.
You've
Dude,
been grinding?
listen, I started a little game called Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. I think I mentioned
My
last time
man,
I
you've been
started
talking.
it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, you were talking
so I
about
did
that for a
already
while
start
now.
it, but I started it. I was like, all right, we'll see how it goes. Brother, I'm sold.
Oh, really?
I'm playing the game, man. I'm like 22 hours in, something like that now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's my journey has been interesting so far because up until like hour probably like 12, 13, 14, right around there, like I was like cruising through the story pretty easily, right? I was like, okay, like powering through, didn't really do many side quests. I was just like, I'm just gonna see how long I can go with the main story. I get to like one of the important, I guess, like missions in the story of the first game, and playing this is like this huge battle, and you're joining an army to fight this other kind of like bandit army that you're trying to like figure out their motives, and so you're trying to take down this sort of like section of it to kind of make a statement and get further answers to how you can like clear the region of this malicious group. And so like I go into the fight, I have like mind you, I have so like one of the first bows you get in the game. I like have that bow. I've been using it for a while. Like it was getting to a point, like I didn't realize it at the time, but it was getting to the point where it's like it just was really weak, and like it took forever to kill things, and I thought it was kind of just normal. I'm like, oh, that's what the
Yeah.
game is. And so I didn't think much of it until this mission. But like I'm playing the mission. Also, like I didn't train combat much. So I'm like, although I did
Oh,
enough to
okay.
pass by, I'm just like, okay, like my combat was really tested once I got to this mission, and I didn't realize until later on. So like I'm just like, there's a part of the mission where you're supposed to clear the archers, and so you have your bow, and you're like, all right, I gotta clear the archers. Dude, it was taking like 4 or 5 shots to like kill people, like just one guy. And so I'm like, and it's really hard to use the bow in this game. It's not like it's not arcadey at all, right? Like you have to like
Okay.
draw it and
Yeah, it's supposed
really
to be.
aim and like offset and stuff like that. So and so like it's like I'm hitting maybe half my shots, and it's taking like like I said, like 4 or 5 shots to kill just one guy. And it was like extremely difficult. And I was like, and so like after like a few tries, like I didn't really do much. I couldn't get much going. I kept dying really easily. And so I'm just banging my head against the wall for like an hour trying to do this mission until it gets to a point where I'm like, maybe I just need to like train more or something. I'm like literally Googling, trying to figure out, is this supposed to be this hard? Like, what am I doing wrong kind of thing? I'm like so confused. And like I ultimately came to the conclusion, it's like, all right, maybe I should like go and do some side quests, practice my combat, see about getting better gear. Like let me try and get into this world a
Got to
little bit
upgrade a
more.
little bit. Yeah.
And so that proceeded for me to go on like a nice like 6 to 8 hour like excursion of just trying to do side quests,
Oh
train
my gosh.
archery. Like I'm just like fully invested, like trying to improve my sword fighting and everything. I level up all my stats like 3 or 4 levels. I'm like really investing time. I ended up like finding some bandits along a path when I'm fast traveling, because like the way fast travel works in the game is like your character has to actually go along the path on the map. So like you pick where you want to fast travel, and you have your character as to travel. But throughout that travel, it's a high chance you'll reach certain encounters, whether that's like an ambush of people trying to kill you, or like pilgrims on the road trying to get help and stuff like that. So like you have a high chance of running into that. So like I was traveling, I was doing side quests. In the middle of a side quest, I end up trying to get it's almost like a fetch quest at this part of it. Like the whole thing wasn't a fetch quest, but like you're trying to get this item, and you end up going to this camp, and you think you're gonna find the guy you're looking for, but it turns out he was killed by these bandits, and so the bandits try to kill you. And so I end up like winning. Like I barely beat him. Like I ended up beating him. I was like, oh, that was difficult. But like one of the the people, like one of the bandits I killed had this like insane bow, and I had enough strength to use it, and I was looking at the stats comparing, I was like, dude, this is like way better than the bow I had. And then I'm also
Oh, so
realizing
yeah.
I'm not using I'm using like hunting arrows, which are like probably the weakest arrow you can use. And there's like piercing arrows and like, there's like
Oh, so
crazy like
you
there's
were so
yeah,
ill-equipped for the
there's like
match.
way better arrows. And so I'm like I just didn't realize it at the time. So I'm like, all right. After that 8 hours, I'm like, all right, here we go. Like I'm much more proficient at combat. Like this bow is like nuts. I'm like able to like hunting's pretty gotten easier and all that. So I get into the mission. I have all this new equipment. Like I'm telling you, within 10 minutes, I beat it. I'm like one
Oh,
shotting
so
people. Like, I get into kind of one of the main sword fights at the end of the mission, and like what originally took me like 10 tries of just failing almost instantly. Like I end up beating the fight first try, and I give the dude like a run for his money and like killing him and all that. And so like, but like that whole time, like the amount of satisfaction I got from beating that mission so easily and like training up in the world to get to that point, like I feel like I don't think I've actually felt that level of satisfaction for beating a mission since like I played like Jedi Fallen Order. And like that game is like
that's
so hard. And it's
crazy.
like
Yeah.
and because but the satisfaction you get from like actually like beating a boss in that game is like crazy. It's like any Souls like game. I guess that's probably the appeal of Souls like games. But like dude, yeah, I don't know. Like I just got the game is like so immersive, and the game like almost bends you to be like, all right, no, you have to adhere to the rules of the world. Like you have to sleep, you have to eat, you have to train, because not only will you as a player get better, but like your character's stats gets better, and so things become easier. And so
Yeah.
like you have to like I didn't realize how much you had to like entrench yourself to really like enjoy the game. But like I like after that I was just like, dude, like I'm sold. I bought the
Feel
second
lucky.
game. I'm gonna start it as soon as I finish this one. Like I'm in. Like and the story's really good,
That's
and
super
like the
sick.
characters are awesome. So
I mean, didn't it almost win Game of the Year? Did it? Like, it was definitely nominated, wasn't it?
oh
I
yeah,
know a lot of
it
people get
was.
sucked in like big time.
Yeah, I mean Expedition 33 came along that year too, so
That's
I ended
right.
up taking
Yeah.
all the awards, but
Yeah.
I think KCD like maybe won an award or two, but yeah, Expedition ended up winning like pretty much everything. I mean, great game. We were wrong, but like, dude, yeah, no. I mean, this is just the first game too, and I'm like, and so, and like, I'm seeing like reviews and stuff like. So you're telling me the second game is just like the first game, but improved in every metric, just like way better.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, what am I in for in the second game? So it's got me excited to like continue on, beat this game, move on to the second one, and try it all out. But yeah, man, it's a game that I don't know. I feel like probably years ago I wouldn't have liked, and I probably just would have put down. But now it's like, and it's I don't know. It's reminded me not to judge a book by its cover. It's one of those games like at the start, maybe it could be boring for a lot of people, but I don't know, dude. Like it drives immersion to a point where I don't feel like it's annoying. I feel like it actually like gets you more invested into the world. It's like the way they do it is really nice. So and I get it. And like I see stuff about like Witcher 4, for example, is they said they're taking a lot of notes from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as inspiration for how to make their game more immersive. So that's how you know
That's
they're
pretty
doing something
sick.
right. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's good. And I'm like, you're telling, it's like I'm playing this. I'm like, dude, the second game's probably gonna be crazy if the first game's this good. So I don't know, man. I'm enjoying it.
100%. Yeah.
I'm sold. And so yeah, dude, I've spent a lot of time playing that. Really enjoying it. Um, so yeah, I played some CS2 with the boys. Counter Strike. I got a little bit of that in there.
Always got to lock in. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
The
gonna
boys
get
are
that
the
in.
boys are grinding. You got to get on.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been my grind game outside of KCD right now. Yeah, dude. No, KCD's phenomenal. Probably gonna be beating that game sooner rather than later. So yeah, dude, I'm enjoying it. And, yeah, dude, I'm not ready to call it a masterpiece, but it's pretty good. Like we'll see,
Yeah.
we'll see if it ends up dethroning Witcher as my favorite RPG after it's all said and done.
It'd be pretty cool if it did. I completely forgot that they're making a new Witcher. Now that you mention it, it's just like, oh
Yeah,
shoot, yeah.
yeah,
It's been a while. Witcher 3 is
yes,
really really good, and
yeah,
I really liked the TV show up until basically like the most recent season. I'm in the Henry Cavill parade
yeah.
when he got booted. I was like, all right, it's no more for me. Gotcha. See ya.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, Witcher 4. I think it's like 28 probably until that comes out. But they were
Yeesh, 2 more years.
they
Yeah.
were supposed to make like the Witcher 1 remake is in the works, and that was supposed to
Mhm.
be like theoretically that was gonna be the game that held people over until Witcher 4. But I've heard that has since been there's a possibility that's gonna get delayed because of Witcher 4 and all the resources
Yeah.
they're having to pull from that game to pour into Witcher 4. So we'll see if that's the case or not. But yeah, dude. Witcher 4 is on the way. I like Witcher 1. I never played 1 or 2 of the Witcher games. I mean, I heard it wasn't really required to play them, and I mean, in my experience, it wasn't.
Not really, no.
But
No, not
like
really.
Witcher 1, like if you gave me a new version of that, like I'm gonna play it. Like updating engine
Yeah.
and everything, like 100%. So
Yeah, I think it's really good. Yeah, the Witcher franchise in general, I've always really appreciated and liked. So, Kingdom Come Deliverance, the only thing I've seen with those games is just been people playing them on like YouTube, and
yeah.
everybody seems to be having like the most fun ever. Does it have proximity chat as well
Oh
in
no, I
it?
mean it's entirely single player, so there's no multiplayer
Oh,
aspect
okay.
to it.
I'm thinking of
Um,
something else then.
no,
Huh.
they did make a
I might need to
Witcher.
find it.
They made a Witcher 3 mod recently that introduces multiplayer, which I thought was
Yo,
interesting. Apparently,
how's that work?
you can like load up a mod, and like the mod it gives like I can't remember if it does proximity chat. I know there's like a world text chat, but you can literally like load into a world with other Geralts, and just like
That's
and like you
insane.
can do quests and everything apparently, and it's like it all works or something. It's kind of wild. It's pretty extensive mod and it came out pretty recently. But it gives multiplayer to Witcher, which pretty nuts. So there's
That is
that.
pretty cool. With Kingdom Come Deliverance, I just thought about it too. Have you been watching any of the Game of Thrones?
No,
The
I mean that's
not was the Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
I all the Game of Thrones stuff now. It's probably since I'm me in the fantasy content I've been consuming over the past like years. So it's probably next on
Yeah.
the list. I'm sure I've watched that.
Okay, good. Yeah, it like the Game of Thrones TV show is kind of annoying. The last like two seasons, they bottled it
Yeah,
totally. You
I
could
heard
just
the
tell
last
like the
season was
guys.
bad.
Yeah, the guys just wanted to wrap it up as quickly as possible and move on
Yeah,
to Disney, and they bottled it so bad that they got kicked off the next Disney Star Wars movies and stuff, and like the next
man.
guaranteed IPs.
Yeah,
That's how bad it was. But I'm really enjoying House of the Dragon, which is kind of like a prequel in a way. And now A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is also like early on the timeline because the genius of the writing is that there's so much backstory that you can kind of have the freedom to do what you want to do. And then also there's like a little bit more freedom of expression with the same IP. So it's like they're exploring more of the world than I've seen in a lot of IPs. Think about it this way. Well, you don't know yet, but you will. Um, in Lord of the Rings, you have Bilbo is one of the main characters that you meet, along with Frodo. And in The Hobbit, you follow the lore of Bilbo. So it's like a lot of the stuff that's in Game of Thrones is kind of based on, or not based on, inspired by Lord of the Rings. And that has to do with like George R. R. Martin being deeply inspired by Tolkien in writing,
yeah,
and just in fantasy in general. And honestly, a lot of writers are just inspired by Tolkien in general.
yeah,
But yeah, if when you're starting to get into fantasy, dude, I'm really looking forward to getting into not just like Kingdom Come medieval level stuff,
yeah,
but when you start getting into medieval with dragons, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be deep in it real quick. I could see you
yeah.
being sucked into the single
Yeah, I
player
think
games, and I'm
yeah,
never talk to you again.
dude. Yeah, I think what's interesting about Kingdom Come too, it's like there's no fantasy elements to it. Like there's potions
Mhm.
in the game and like stuff to like
Yeah, like
that provide
elixirs or
yeah
whatever.
like that'll provide like healing and stuff like that in combat. Like maybe outside of combat, like, there's stuff like that, but there's no magic. There's none of that. It's just like it's very much just and like I someone phrased it perfectly when I was watching a short on it. They were like, I was looking up like kind of the when I was trying to learn archery, I was like looking up tip videos. I thought no, I'm in deep. Like looking up videos on how to get better. But like when I was watching some of those videos, they were mentioning like Kingdom Come is definitely a medieval sim game first, and then RPG second. So it's like
Yes.
it's very
Yeah.
much like a lot of simulation elements to it, but it's done in a way and it's intertangled with the RPG aspect of it, where it's just like a combination that ultimately works really well. So, and then like once I heard that, I was like, all right, like I got to start practicing and actually like put
Oh,
time
dude,
into the
yeah.
game because it's the only way to
Well,
actually get better.
a lot of the game is built around real life places. Like you're
Yeah,
supposed to, if I'm correct, you're in
I
the
heard
Holy
that.
Roman Empire
Yeah,
in the Czech Republic. Well, what is now the Czech Republic, but it was
yeah, and that's what I've
Bohemia, I
heard.
guess.
I mean, I'm not like huge historian on like Bohemia and the Roman Empire and all that, but I heard there actually is some like historical accuracy to it. So,
Oh yeah, oh
so
yeah. It's deeply inspired by like true historical events, and honestly, it's like it's about freaking time we get that option.
yeah,
I think because the medieval times were a very, very bizarre moment of human history because you had like medieval times were sort of dark ages that was going
Yeah.
on in Europe, but in Africa it was like the golden age. Africa and like the Middle East,
It's
or maybe
crazy.
I'm mixing it up in like with Asia because like you got to remember they weren't as connected as the world is now.
Yeah.
So when you had like an entire region going through basically like the dark ages, I think it was because the copper like plummeted and then everything just went south from like an economical standpoint. Their entire markets kind of crumbled, and then you had peasants basically like struggling to survive, and then the
Yeah.
lords were also poor, so they're like using and abusing the peasants. Like, there were terrible things going on. Everybody's like warring over each other for resources and territory and expansion, whereas like in Asia and the Middle East, they're living the freaking dream. It's like complete like it, dude. World history can be so fascinating if you start doing the dates of like what was going on in England, Italy during these periods of times, and then do like different branches
Yeah.
of like Southern Africa and stuff. It's like it's crazy, crazy stuff. I'm kind of getting
Yeah.
sidetracked, but I love games that are about history. That's why I like Assassin's Creed games. Just the taking realistic or like background history, human history, and taking elements of it and then providing a little bit of a twist to make it interesting, like where it is fantasy in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I
No.
love that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, but yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm totally entrenched in this world right now, so I think it's really well
I'm
done
happy
so
for you.
far. So, yeah, I'm excited to finish this game and get on to the second one where everything is bigger and better apparently. So it's
Oh yeah,
got me excited. But yeah, dude, no, I'm like it's just I don't know, man. I've been asking myself why I didn't get into fantasy sooner because it's like for the longest time I just disregarded it and I was like, I like the sci-fi, path more. Like fantasy just doesn't intrigue me. But nah, dude, there's so many human elements in like, and not only in this game, but like just in fantasy in general that like you
oh
can
yeah.
relate to, like whether it's emotionally or kind of like philosophically. It's that there's like parallels there to like kind of real world. I think that's what makes it intriguing too, is because like you can actually relate to the characters and stuff a lot more than you'd expect. So it's an aspect I didn't
100%.
think
Yeah.
about, but yeah, it's something I'm realizing playing this. It's like yeah, there's a lot. I mean, a lot of differences, but also a lot of things that are like that have been the same for ages. It just hasn't changed.
But yeah.
So
Yeah, fantasy is more built upon like the characters and the nature of it all, or like whatever type of world you're in.
yeah,
And when it comes to like sci-fi, it's all about the technology. It's all about
yeah,
futuristic, like what does the future behold? Whereas
yeah,
fantasy is a little bit more based on the past
yeah.
in an alternate
And like,
world.
what could it have been if magic existed?
Yeah,
Stuff like that. It's like
exactly,
uh,
exactly.
I don't
And
know.
that's why we don't have dragons anymore.
Yeah, they all like everything comes down to like a morality debate too. It's like what's
Oh yeah,
morally
yeah.
right versus wrong, like who's on the right, who's on the wrong, and so it's kind of cool to kind of pick a
I like that.
side or see what's right versus what's wrong. That's
Dude, you're living the dream right now.
get
Look at
some cool stuff, dude. I've opened my eyes for sure. So it's cool
that's
stuff.
cool. That's what it's all about, really.
Yeah, I rambled too long. Like, what did you play? I think I saw you open Rocket League. Am I wrong in that?
Oh, dude, I was on a grind fest, absolute grind fest. So I do the usual. I hop into Halo every now and then, of course. That's always what I've been doing. Um, but I think most importantly, I've been consuming a buttload of YouTube content of people playing like Arc Raiders. I need to get on that game. I've been struggling to
It's a
actually
good game.
like play it, but I just been watching people grind it and having a good time. It looks like fun. It seems like a really good game to just be a spectator and relax and chill. But yeah, I got on Rocket League, and my tactic now when I play Rocket League is I play until I lose one game, which is the opposite approach. I used to play until like I lose a game, and then I'd always get off on a win. Dude, I went from like keep in mind I did my placements and I was getting kind of bullied because placements they're RNG in a way. So I get my placements. I think it was like Diamond 2, Div 1 or something. I was the highest you can be by placements. Maybe. I don't I think they put you in Diamond 2, Div 1 to start off. I went on like a 5-game winning streak, lost one game, and then I took a break for like a couple of days, and then I went on like a 7-game winning streak.
That's
I'm like,
nuts.
dude, I'm like 1 or 2 games away from getting back to champ, and I was like, "This is sick," because I've been playing and I've been, like, carrying, and when I'm getting teammates that we understand each other
Yeah,
of, like, similar playstyle or like when I try to pass it, they seem to always be there.
yeah.
We just skyrocket out of control and just take the game away. It's so
Positioning.
nice. Oh, yeah, 100%. I play threes, so I just basically I do solo, I throw on, like, a podcast or video, kinda listen to that while I'm playing. Um, Picked up Call of Duty again, been grinding that. Ranked comes out soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's like
I remember
maybe this
hearing
week. Because
I think it is this week. When? Let's ask the Google machine. When does
it was really
Call
close.
of
They
Duty
always do it late, but yeah.
7 dude, it drives me insane. Like, I wanted to do it day 1. February 5th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so
It's
12
already out.
o'clock tomorrow for
At the
us.
time you're
Yeah.
watching this, it's already out.
Yes. Yep, yep, yep,
So
yep, yep, yep,
yeah, it's
yep.
crazy, dude. Like same thing with the
Oh, it's a
ranking.
season 2 update, yeah.
Same thing with the ranking thing you're talking about, dude. Like when I was playing CS2, like I'm like I haven't played in a while, but when I got back in, I've been playing. Like I've been doing like okay. Like I didn't think I've
Yeah.
been like going crazy or anything, but like like all the maps we're playing, dude. Like we're just doing regular matchmaking, and dude, I'm getting placed like Gold Nova 1 and 2. I'm just like I don't feel like I'm that, but apparently the game thinks
Yeah.
I'm that good, so it's like all right.
Heck yeah.
I was like boost the ego a little bit, I guess.
Oh, dude.
But
I've been thinking about it too when I play pubs or just like unranked matchmaking,
mhm.
and I tried to do the stuff that's fun. I really like Fallout, especially the TV show, but man, that the multiplayer that they were doing just
Yeah,
pissed me off. I was
76.
not having it. It just wasn't good. I wasn't
Yeah,
having a good time.
wasn't good.
They took some like not the game, but like they do the collabs of different maps and stuff where like you were taking event like taking damage or something like that. I didn't really understand, and you had to run around and grab like toxins on the ground, like you're a goal or whatever,
Oh,
to make sure
jeez.
you're good. And I'm like, dude, I don't care about any of this. I just want to run, play small maps, and get as many kills as I humanly possibly can, and just spray. And I want to get all my guns ranked up as quickly as possible. And they're just not having it. So I was like, okay, well, I'll come back later. It was annoying me. Um, but now it's more when I was playing consistently, I was frying everybody. I was really surprised. Like most of the time, I was top fragger in the lobby, um, and it's kind of crazy because like I'm not a COD kid.
Yeah.
I'm like full grown man now, working 9 to 18 hours a day. just getting, just
Uh,
getting so like smoked by work. But when I get on, it's like I'm kind of I'm tired. I'm just facing a whole bunch of young kids. This is all they've ever played.
I'm out here
Like
playing
you
like I don't
guys.
got a job. I'm not good.
Yeah, like I was at unemployment hours at like 1 or 2 o'clock smoking kids. Like in the morning, I'm like, you guys are trash, man.
That's so
Um,
funny.
but that's why I'm looking so forward to ranked because I need that reality check for the ego. You know,
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
I need to go in there and start facing some iridescent or whatever the highest rank is. Like, what is the
Yeah.
highest ranking COD? I know iridescent isn't probably the highest. BO7 ranked. What do you think? Tiers, rankings, tier
Yeah,
list?
dear, I don't know. I don't know what they call it.
I don't even know
Ranks.
what's the highest
Yeah, I
COD
couldn't tell you.
ranked
It'd be like diamond,
ranking
gold,
system, I guess.
wood, bronze.
Iridescent is the highest. Yeah, yeah. So
Crazy.
bronze, this is the every game's the same. They always do bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and then after that they just make something up.
Yeah.
Every single time.
There's
But yeah,
like, dude, Valorant introduced like a green ranking after diamond now. It's between like diamond and like I forget what they're.
Rocket League did the same
Yeah, I
thing.
don't know.
They
It's
had diamond, champ, or OG Rocket players know this. Went to diamond, then champ, and then I think you had like grand champ was the highest rank you could possibly be, and it was a one rank set. Now it's something like diamond, champ, grand master champ, or something, and then like I don't even
supersonic.
know. Rocket League ranking system. Let
Well,
me
you're
see what
saying
it
like
is.
div or whatever now. They have like subdivisions now in each rank.
Yes. Well, they've always had
Oh,
subdivisions. So they have 4 divisions in each rank, and then there's
oh,
3 ranks
jeez,
in each rank.
that
So
makes sense.
there's bronze 1, 2, and 3, and then silver 1, 2, and 3. But there's div 1, 2, 3, 4 in each one of the levels.
Gotcha.
So their player pool is like insane. Okay, yeah, it goes diamond champ, grand champ, supersonic, which is no divisions, supersonic legends. And when you get to
Supersonic Legend.
Supersonic Legends, you're playing pros like
Yeah.
at least 60% of your games, and you're probably going to get smoked most of the time because the pros are
Hey
just so
man,
much better.
if you're that good, dude, you trade some games, right? Win some, lose some. Typically.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah,
that's funny.
yeah. I looked at my win rate, dude. I have a 60+% win rate in Rocket League.
Beating the system, man.
I've been I've been playing since launch. I'm like I'm just the best, dude.
Beating the
Just the
system
best.
right there. You ain't no
Yeah.
50% man out here.
Nope. Never gonna be. All right, fam. We've been ranting for the better part of 25 minutes. Just seems like it's going to be a long
Tell me.
episode. Tune in there, guys. We appreciate you if you're still listening. But we're going to dive into the first article, shall we? Yap about some
Shall.
Ubisoft.
Yeah,
Ubisoft.
it's time to talk about Ubisoft once again. I don't know, I have interesting takes, I feel like, on this. So let's read the article. Game developer Chris Kerr, covered it many times. He's wrote an article. Ubisoft union representatives call for resignation of CEO Yves Guillemot. Two Ubisoft union representatives have warned that it will be impossible for company management to rebuild trust with employees while long-serving CEO Yves Guillemot remains in power. Speaking to game developer about the current climate of the French publisher, Mark, not going to pronounce that. Sorry, Mark. You have a great first name, but like Rachul, Rachul. Sorry, I was. Yeah.
That's true.
I have no idea. Let's see. You know what? What does read aloud tell me? Oh wait, wrong thing. Try this again. Read aloud. Rochley? Mark Rochley? That's how I pronounced it. All right, let's see what this one is. Let's see. Turn it up. Shakib. Okay, all right.
Tequila.
We got Mark and Shakib, who both apply their trade at Ubisoft Paris and serve as union representatives for Solidaries Infra. Oh gosh, it's like these French company names. Jeez. Let's see, you know what? For the people, this company, Solidaire Informatique, Solidaire Informatique, indicated staff at the company panicked and angry after experiencing what they describe as a betrayal from top management. Mark and Shakib shared their views just weeks after the French publisher announced a sweeping reset that kicked off with studio closures, game cancellations, the promise of most cost-cutting, and the announcement of a return-to-office mandate that requires staff to work on-site 5 days a week. Screenshots of internal messages viewed by game developers suggest the initial response to that announcement was one of widespread shock, disbelief, and condemnation. Guillemot himself was also called out in multiple messages posted on the company's internal communications platform, Agora, with some employees questioning why he remains in charge after proceeding over what will eventually be 5 years of downsizing when Ubisoft concludes its €500 million cost reduction plan in 2028. That's a lot of money.
Insane.
Jeez. In the wake of the announcement, Mark and Shakib feel Guillemot must head for the exit if there is any hope of the company regaining the trust of its employees. Although Mark doesn't believe Ubisoft's struggles are solely the fault of Guillemot, he explained that as CEO, he is ultimately responsible. It's his company at the end of the day, says Mark, but everyone around him are just yes men. That was also the issue during the sexual harassment scandal in 2020. When asked directly whether he would like to see a change in leadership at the very top, Mark had a simple answer. Sure, I expect nothing from this guy. Roasted. Roasted. What do you got to say about that, Yves? It's a sentiment shared by Shakib, who questioned Guillemot's decision to name his son Charlie Guillemot as co-CEO of a new subsidiary that will house some of the company's biggest franchises. He said that, apart from being an instance of nepotism, Guillemot's habit of promoting those closest to him is negatively impacting Ubisoft's ability to craft hit video games. And look, I will say, I might agree with him because like his track record hasn't been great. I'm saying like,
Nope.
And so what makes you think your son's gonna do any better? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, what are we doing here?
Apple don't fall far from the tree sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have the same nervousness and anxiousness about Going the nepotism route here. If you just put your
Probably, yeah.
if you just put your white male friends in those jobs, then you don't promote any diversity or get any new opinions or ideas, continued Shakib. We are in a creative job. We need new ideas to come in to help us make great new games. But we don't have that. We don't have this mindset for creativity. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's the easiest way
Okay.
to get new ideas, right? Is to bring in new minds.
Yes.
It goes up probably in any field, especially a creative field or anything. I mean, if you want to bring in new ideas, new people's the quickest way to do that.
Usually. So long as you listen to them.
That's true. Shakib said it feels as if the current cohort of Ubisoft executives, quote, don't understand their social responsibility to employees and suggested that workers themselves should be able to elect people to oversee the company. I'd rather have a manager who I consent to give my workforce than a manager that I cannot trust. The situation right now is that we don't trust these people, he added. That's an interesting take. What if we took a democratic approach? Or what if we took democracy as the as the approach for trying to hire a manager? Like, all right, we'll leave it in the hands of the employees.
That would be bizarre, I think.
It'd be weird.
It would upset a lot of people, and I think it would make everything more politics in the office, I think.
It could, yeah, it could promote further division. I could see that. It's like, well,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
I
want this guy. The company,
like, I would wanna say that meritocracy should exist in the workplace, but I know it doesn't.
so
So, at the same time, it's just like, maybe we should do elections, I guess. Like, that's weird.
yeah,
I don't know.
that's,
That could be like a philosophical debate,
it really
possibly.
could be, honestly. Yeah, there's
Mhm.
you can talk about that for a while. Notably, both Shakib and Mark said the management team at Ubisoft failed to actively rebuild bridges with employees after the company was accused of enabling a culture of fear and control in 2020 by allegedly cultivating a workplace where abusers could thrive. Mark
Yeah,
explained
sucks.
Mark explained those reports, coupled with the company's decision to enter the divisive NFT market shortly after, only served to eradicate any remaining goodwill between workers and management. Now, he said it feels as if there's no going back. I think Guillemot said should move away at this point, said Mark. I think the level of hate people have for him, it means he should move on. Then we could build some sort of trust again. And then there's a whole section talking about the 5-day return to office mandate, and it's left some Ubisoft workers feeling doomed. Return to office policy announced by Ubisoft is viewed as particularly incendiary by Mark and Shakib, who said it shows a complete disregard for the personal well-being and livelihoods of employees. Most employees were very, very panicked by the return to office announcement because they started their lives very far from Paris and from their studios. And now they're being asked to come back knowing that their paycheck doesn't help with living in the Paris area. And see, that's a big thing, right? Like, if your studio's in a big city and like you have all these remote people, it's like, that's a huge cost. Like, you're asking a lot for people to like try and move back. Not only move back, but then maintain their cost of living when they're actually in Paris.
Yeah, good luck.
And like, I feel like it's probably like most cities, right, where it's substantially higher to live in a
Yeah.
city like that, Paris. And
I think Paris might be one of the upper cities that, like, costs an insane amount. Like, let's see,
wouldn't
cities
surprise me.
that cost the most to live in. It's different though because it's like we're talking differences between affordability because based on like what people who live there and who are local can afford
Yeah.
versus like actually Paris isn't even on the upper list, so maybe I'm just making stuff up. Yeah, not even on the global top list that I
This
can
guy's an
see. Not
American,
top 10.
know.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, if you look at like the American cities, they're outrageously
Oh
expensive.
yeah, it's
Um,
bad here. So you'd
let's
only
see.
assume it's a global thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mistaken. I am vastly mistaken. Paris is apparently affordable comparatively to like London, Los Angeles, Hong Kong, and Zurich, or whatever.
Hey man,
Yeah.
you should just move to. I saw recently a video of like a beautiful Italian vista where it was like population of like a few hundred, and like they
Oh
open the window
yeah.
of the hotel and you just see like trees and hills, ocean, boats. It's
Yep.
like it's just like almost Italian mob stuff, but like it looks so like maintained and like clean, and like you could retire there. It's like just move the Italian
Yeah,
vistas.
yeah. There's some nutty stuff about Italy where it's like the northern half of Italy is very very expensive, and that's where all the wealth is, and the southern half is not so much. So
Yeah,
when you see those villas, it's like it's usually a small tourist town for
yeah,
like people to do like relaxation and decompress and get away from everything.
yeah. I think the running
Yeah.
joke was like, I see why Italians like invented permanent retirement or something like that, and it's just like
Oh, dude, yeah.
showing the showing the beautiful like
Like why
area.
why would you ever even consider going to work?
It's funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, continuing on. I think this was Mark. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm getting my names mixed up now because I could do the last names, but I'm trying to go by the first names, and it's like tripping me out. There we go. One of them agreed with that assessment and suggested there is a feeling of impending doom internally, and the RTO policy again being called out as particularly egregious. The whole return to office policy is very hard to take, he said. Who claimed Ubisoft must be aware it will cost some employees, such as those who might have recently purchased homes or who have families, their jobs at the company. Yeah, that Ubisoft previously struck agreements with some employees that facilitate a level of remote working. Those, he suggested, have now been torched without reason. We asked them for documentation or analysis that showed a link between production or creativity with the return to office. They had none. So it's like, okay,
That's right.
let's do that then. As a union representative, I'm like, what the F, man? Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a good question. It's, why? That's all you can say.
Yeah. Why?
Why? Why? Um, he suggested the newly announced restructure and ongoing cost cutting is simply a way for Ubisoft to make big announcements that make shareholders happy. Those announcements,
Yep.
however, have sometimes rubbed shareholders the wrong way. Thanks, Insider Gaming. Take Ubisoft's valuation of the stock market via Reuters. Yeah. Hey, man. It's the shareholders, dude. I'm a game stink. I don't have a Splinter Cell game yet. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's, it's all about me, man. Just make me a Splinter Cell game.
It's all about private equity and shareholder money. It's so annoying, man. It's so dumb too, because if you get down into the nitty gritty, it's like when you get shareholders, there are maybe like, dude, a handful of thousands of people with shareholder level of holdings that can actually sway a company. And I mean like worldwide. It's really not that many people. So it's like we're really catering to such a small minority when you could just be making better products for everybody.
It's true.
Whatever.
It's very true. Very true. All
Just
right.
saying.
All right, we got much of this left. So, Shakib claimed the only way Ubisoft can now correct course is to remove the entire board of directors and recruit fresh minds who are willing to lead with integrity and accountability. Mark said it's also vital for Ubisoft workers across the world, especially in locations such as Montreal, which is viewed as an influential studio within the company, to organize in order to secure their own futures and hold management to account. Join the union, says Mark, when asked whether he has a message for his colleagues across the globe. At least organize yourself within your workplace, because our bosses are speaking to each other, so we should do that too. Ubisoft workers will have the opportunity to stand shoulder to shoulder later this month as part of an international strike that has been called by the Informatica, Informatique, I don't know, whatever the company was, and 4 other unions based in France. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, we're effectively doing player-only meetings at companies because management's so
Yep.
but
Annoying.
it's crazy, man.
Boo.
It's crazy. Nah, dude, I feel for the workers. Kind of my take on this is like so one take, which I don't entirely believe, but like if you want to go like full like kind of doomer take, it's like, yeah, you get rid of Yves Guillemot, but it's like the company's at such a bad point, can anybody recover it? That's kind of like my doomer take. It's like, is it recoverable if they get rid of him? Like that's kind of like that's one question I'd have.
I don't
Possibly.
I don't think
Like,
he's getting rid of one person isn't gonna fix an entire host of issues, especially culturally.
yeah. I mean, they
It
say get
really
rid of the.
isn't.
I mean, get rid of the board is what they're also saying, like not just Guillemot. Which I mean, it would probably never happen. I'd be really shocked if that ever happened.
Same.
But it's like, oh man, I want Ubisoft to succeed. A lot of great IPs. Talking about Far Cry. You're talking about Tom Clancy games. You're talking about like, you can go on, right? Like Rainbow Six. Like there's a lot. Assassin's Creed. I mean, there's a lot that Ubisoft has to offer, and they just have not offered good products. It's like, it sucks, man.
Yeah.
I want
It's
Ubisoft to
annoying.
succeed, but it's just like, yeah, it's gotten annoying, and it's literally just been a downward trend for the past like 5 years. I don't know.
It's pretty terrible, I think.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
bad.
It's
I mean,
annoying.
like, I don't know, dude. I want a Splinter Cell game. Probably won't get it within the next 5 years. Uh, hell, I probably won't get it in the next decade. Um,
Yeah, I'm at the point where I think the next time we're getting a Splinter Cell game, it's gonna be made by a different studio, and it won't be called Splinter Cell.
Sell the
Be called
IP.
something else
Sell the
entirely.
IP.
Yeah, they might. They might sell the IP, or somebody just might say like, let's make a Splinter Cell ish game and then have fun with it. Honestly, if you think about it, am I having a brain blast a little bit? So in Among Us when you get different tasks that you have to do within the facility,
Yeah.
and then there's one murderer. In a way, that was kind of the opposite of what Splinter Cell was. You had a whole bunch of guards that were looking after you, and you had one person that was trying to basically like knock out or disable or hack whatever that was in the facility, and you had to catch them. We need something like that. I would like a spy game that's like you infiltrate a base, you have to be super hyper stealthy and like sneaky in order to hack information and all this other types of stuff, and then have the other opposing team work really hard to find you. I think that
Yeah.
would be really cool.
You're pretty sick. Yeah, stealth
Yeah.
games are interesting. I mean, I won't. I was almost gonna say like, well, stealth doesn't have as big of a market. It's probably not true. I mean, there certainly
Yeah.
is a market for Splinter Cell, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's certainly one of those
It's a
games.
niche.
Like, I mean, it's. I can also see the take from like a investor. Like for like a stealth game, it takes a lot of patience, and it's not very like it's not very Gen Z, I guess, because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like constant simulation. That's not really a stealth game, right? Because like you have to think methodically and plan things out, and there's a lot of downtime if you do a true stealth game, where it's like you're having to be patient, wait, and like pick your opportunities, and so it's very strategic in that way. Probably why we don't see much like StarCraft as much anymore, because it's like,
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of stimulation in StarCraft, but like it's very much like kind of have to think ahead, use your brain, and we just scroll nowadays, Mike. We don't use our brain, so it's probably a hard sell
Pretty
for.
much.
It's, I mean, but again, like there's a market for it, but obviously investors don't. I mean, they're just chasing the money, right? Whatever makes money right now. So, and Ubisoft's kind
Yeah.
of in that boat. They're not worried about making good products, which is unfortunate. And I don't necessarily blame the developers because it's like they're kind of working with what they have. I think it's again more so just Yves Guillemot. Boo this man.
I want to
Boo
boo the
this
man, but
man.
I also it can't be just him, dude. It really can't.
I mean,
It
he's a
can't.
hey man. He takes the brunt of it. He's the CEO, I
That's
mean, like,
true. It is
I
kind
mean,
of his responsibility at the end of the day.
I don't know. You think about. I mean, you think back to like all the sexual harassment stuff and like the abuse kind of that was going on in the company too. And it's just like every time I get reminded of that, I'm like, yeah, this guy didn't really handle it right. So
Gross.
it's
Yeah.
like, ugh. Yeah, it's just not good. So I mean, look, I wouldn't be against it, and my only concern would be like, can someone save Ubisoft? And like that's kind of the only concern at this point.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Maybe they can.
hard to say, right? Like,
Yeah. We'll see,
yeah.
I guess. That's all we can really say.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. I think I'd hope for some change, especially for. I mean, it sounds like people that work there too want change. So for them, at least I hope there's some change. But I don't know, man. Nepotism might prevail, unfortunately, and just won't be good
Yep.
for the company.
No. Possibly not, no.
You know what? IP needs some revitalization, not only in
Star
movies but also
Wars.
games. Oh yeah,
So Star Wars I'm pretty excited about. Did you ever play pod racing? You remember played the arcade at least?
I
Because
think
it
yeah,
was
I
an
think I
arcade
did.
game at first, and I think, or maybe it was no. Usually back in the day, what they did, especially on the N64, you would have an arcade game first, then they would port it to N64.
Hmm.
And I have multiple of games like that. They were so cool and so much fun. Like Cruising USA comes to mind. That speedboat game that I can't really remember the name of. Rush was another one, and Star Wars Pod Racing is another. I don't know if they were actually N64 games that eventually pivoted over to being like an arcade game. But regardless, it's really cool. I love those types of racing games. So I'm very much excited to talk about this. This is coming for Eurogamer. It is Fran Ruiz, probably. Eurogamer.net wrote this article. Star Wars Galactic Racer presents multiple expressions of speed through different vehicles, and pod racing hasn't been left behind. And that just says subtitle Road Rage. That's basically what pod racing is all about. Ram people, throw them into walls, let them blow up. All right. The Game Awards 2025 gave us plenty of juicy reveals, but a few were as surprising as Star Wars Galactic Racer, a spiritual successor of sorts to Episode 1 Racer and the overlooked Racer Revenge. It looks stunning, but fans had one fear following its reveal. There were no old school pod racers to be found in the trailer. Yeah. Okay. While that last second, Sebulba, I always say his name like so weird. Sabubal, whatever. You see him in the article if you're watching the screen. His tease already rekindled our hopes and dreams. Fuse Games CEO and co-founder Matt Webster has now confirmed pod racing will return alongside all sorts of other vehicles. And he says in quotes, "You can't really make a Star Wars racing experience and not have pod racing, can you? The core fantasy of the game is becoming an elite racing pilot in the Galactic League, and pod racing is a pinnacle of speed and racing in Star Wars Galaxy. The Criterion that told Games Radar following the exciting reveal." Oh, that's interesting. He worked at Criterion. Okay. The question now is whether an older Sebulba, Anakin Skywalker's first nemesis, is the exception among a highly varied roster of racers. He'll be joined by other known faces that we saw in the Phantom Menace lengthy Bonta Eve classic. Galactic Racer takes place after the fall of the Empire, so it's been decades since pod racing glory days, but it's time to speak up. Ben Quindaus. We're getting into the lore of Star Wars to the point where I can't pronounce the last names. Um, anyways, what we know for sure is that Fuse Games was looking to reinvent Star Wars racing games without forgetting about their legacy. We wanted to do more, to lean into multiple vehicle types and multiple expressions of speed to give players a breadth of experiences. Galactic Racer offers players the ability to pilot vehicles they know and love, alongside ones they won't have experienced before, across a range of solo and multiplayer modes. The mention of several solo and multiplayer modes is interesting here, as we'd only read about the unique runs based, story driven campaign and regular PvP multiplayer via the materials released so far. As much as we'd love to know more, it's likely we won't be hearing from Fuse Games for a while following Galactic Racer's big announcement, as the studio is now focusing on getting it ready for tentative 2026 launch on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. But the burnout and Need for Speed pedigree, we have a really good feeling about this. So, we need some more arcadey games, and what better way to do it than pod racing? Have you seen the official reveal trailer before?
Sh- Showing it right now. It's in the
Heck
article.
yeah.
Um, Dude, I think the biggest thing that excites me, it's like being nice to have a good pod racing game in Star Wars, and we got some experience back in this release, which has me kind of excited. It's like, all right, this might actually be good.
There's so many elements of like racing games that I absolutely love. One of the things I really love is you can have the choice of playing a hyper realistic game like iRacing. Gran Turismo can be kind of realistic. So can Forza Motorsport. I like the feel of having options of arcadey, good fun for everyone, and then people that are like, I have a racing rig at home.
Yeah.
I have like a $2,000 GPU, and I'm totally maxed to the freaking gills on equipment. Like I bought the McLaren steering wheel, chair, pedals,
Oranged
and the
out.
headset. Like just merged out of my mind, and I'm like going on a scholarship to university on racing. And then I'm hoping, maybe this is a hot take, I'm hoping a unrealistic racing game like Need for Speed or Burnout to the level of like just stupid arcadey fun. That's what I would like. And it's coming this year. So I'm gonna be watching it. It's been a while since I played a good just mindless racing game where it hold the right trigger, go as fast as possible, and start steering. That's what I'm looking for.
Looks like you might get it, Mike. At least that's the
I
hope,
hope
right?
so.
Want to see some gameplay.
Yeah.
Some gameplay would be nice, but I mean,
Yeah,
aesthetically, they
agreed.
nailed it, dude. So it looks like
It looks like Star Wars.
certainly does. So
But you know it's gonna do the same Star Wars thing ever? You're only gonna be able to see like 3 freaking maps and levels.
and they ain't gonna drop it 6 maps, man. They gonna have
No, dude, they don't have 6 maps. It's the same you're gonna be on okay, Coruscant, Endor, Tatooine.
I was gonna
Lock.
say Tatooine's a
Done.
lock.
Yeah, lock. Those are the 3, and then they're gonna throw in, like, a couple of, like, I don't even know, space racing ones would be cool, but I don't know how you would do that.
What was the meme about Star Wars Outlaws? It's like, oh, we're back on Tatooine. Woo! It's like, give me
Dude,
something
I'm
that's not
so
Tatooine.
and then they opened up, like, the Last Jedi, or not The Last Jedi, whatever, Sky the Rey series,
Rise of Skywalker.
whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
remember what
I
it
see.
was.
I can't remember the last name either. It's Fallen Order and then Jedi Rising.
I I don't remember the name, but basically they open up on another planet that looks exactly like Tatooine. It's like, dude, it's an entire universe. It's like an entire galaxy far, far away. Like, come up with something different,
Say,
man.
you could literally just make up a name of a planet, just put it in the universe, and it would make sense, you know?
There were more variety in worlds in the prequels than there were anywhere else.
It's just
I
crazy.
felt like
Yeah.
it's just annoying. But I also want to see like Naboo. I mean, isn't Naboo destroyed? No, Naboo still exists. Underwater racing, bro. There's so many
That'd be
options.
nuts.
There's so many options.
Galactic Racer,
Does
man.
Naboo still exist? Oh
Galactic
no,
Racer.
Naboo. Yeah, Naboo got. Um,
Before the, what is this, the Fall of the Jedi? What was
what
Fall of the Empire or whatever?
did Naboo get blown up? No, it did not get destroyed. Then why haven't we been back? I'm gonna break something. Uh,
I
yeah,
mean,
I just assume like it's never to be exist again. I don't think we ever saw it again.
it's,
Yeah,
it's travesty.
whatever.
Travesty.
Cannon fodder. Whatever.
It's
Anyways,
travesty.
that's all we got for Star Wars.
It's
And
true.
the crazy thing is like EA had the IP for it, so not anymore. They made one game, basically 2 games. Called it quits.
That's me.
All right, what do you got for us? I know there's a big news hitting, side like kind of. I mean, it's the biggest like story game
I
out there right
mean,
now.
we could say it's almost signed, sealed, and delivered, Mike. We
Heck
can
yeah,
almost say that.
I'd still to live.
Paul Tassi, Forbes, the GOAT. Over Forbes.
The goat.
Pretty. I mean, senior contributor, pretty much writes like all the significant gaming articles at Forbes. I don't know. I'm not gonna say they don't have any other gaming writers, but we only ever see Paul, so that's all we know, man.
Yeah.
GTA 6 finally seems married to its 3rd release date, and we're gonna say why. We're gonna talk about why. During Take-Two's Q3 2026 earnings report, the company expressed confidence the 3rd release date for GTA 6 is going to stick. Probably. That would be a November 19th, 2026 release date, a year after the original, also confident in a fall 2025 release window before it was delayed to a specific date of May 2026, 6 months later. Speaking to IGN, CEO Strauss Zelnick was asked if this was different than the last time. Of course, he said, because anytime you're getting closer to marketing beats, you're obviously in a place where your confidence level is as high as it can be. The call indicated that yes, marketing campaign for GTA 6 would be spooling up over the summer ahead of its fall release. Once you pull that full-on marketing trigger, it's very hard to back out with another delay. It's very different. It's different than just putting out these singular trailers or releasing batches of screenshots as they already have. I mean,
Dude, they love backing out though. They love it.
but not this time. It's kind of crazy. They announced, I think I saw a tweet the other day. It may have been like February 4th, I think was when they did it. But it was back in 2022 when the tweet when they officially made the announcement like, hey, full-fledged GTA 6 now. So that was like almost 4 years ago to the day. It's wild to think about. It's wild, man.
Real.
There's also the issue of testing the patience of both fans and investors, probably more so investors, as the fall 2025 window was going to be within the previous fiscal year, which both the May and November dates moved out of. It is unlikely they want to do that again. Fans, meanwhile, have been waiting since the 2013 release of GTA 5 13 years ago for GTA 4, so these delays have mostly been met with shrugs. In truth, Rockstar barely needs to do any marketing at all, given that GTA 6 is set to be the biggest video game launch of all time, without question, though obviously they are mounting some sort of campaign. The news sent Take-Two stock up briefly, but today it's down 3%. This is after it dropped 10% this past week with the announcement of Google Genie, a Gen AI game making tool that gaming unfamiliar investors believe will soon replace traditional game development, misunderstanding the technology as it is not even remotely close to doing so, much less for something as massive as GTA. Hey, Joe, I saw some clips, man. I saw some clips going around of people essentially like feeding the AI a scenario to build a game like GTA, realistic graphics. And
Seen
it gives
a
you
couple of those.
a minute
Yeah.
long kind of sequence. Just like, I mean, I don't know. It looks kind of cool. The only problem is like trying to get it to write an entire game. Probably
Yeah.
ways off from that. Not saying it's going to be impossible,
I
but probably ways off.
No, I think it's ways off from just being like, "Oh, this is what we want," and then type it in, and it does everything
Yeah,
without any errors.
yeah,
It's gonna be like, "Okay, here's the initial prompt. We get to a really good like setup to like stage,
yeah.
something to playground with. And then after there, you gotta start customizing."
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true, man. So curious to see where AI goes with it. And I've heard some interesting takes though about like just AI in general, and now people are like, well, and like people putting out like legitimate claims about why like especially writing, how like human writing is never going to go away kind of thing, and like AI can't replicate it. So I
No,
don't know. It's
no,
seen some interesting
I,
claims.
I think there's a notion to pop culture that isn't really communicated effectively, or irony, satire,
Yeah,
in like public works. So I think that's one thing that
yeah,
AI is really going to struggle with.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like because we had talked about in the group chat recently about how someone had essentially prompted like AI bots to create their own social network and like communicate and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So they create all these websites. People were like freaking out, but then like a bunch of people, there's other people coming out saying like oh no, we told the AI to do this thing and it did it. That's kind of so that was kind of like the
that's so
running
true.
joke. Like everyone's like, oh, they're gonna take over, but it's like, well, no, you just told it to do it. It's not.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think we're
the
overreacting here. It's like you tell it to do something, lo and behold, it does it. So, um, I mean, and some of the stuff's just like kind of comedy. It's like I don't know. For a second I was like, oh, like I kind of went like doomer for a little bit, then I was like, I started reading other people's takes, and I was like, okay, maybe we're fine. Like, I don't know.
oh yeah,
Um, this past year, especially, the only thing Gen AI has done with this release is create a bunch of fake image and video leaks, and there have been a few, if any, real ones. Rockstar has officially released 2 trailers for the game, which has almost 450 million views between them and dozens of screenshots. So it's not like there isn't anything legitimate out there to parse. In 4 months or so, we should start seeing a lot more as real marketing kicks in ahead of a release date that no longer seems like it will have the ability to change. So yeah, I mean, I was reading this, and I was like, I agree with Mr. Tassi, dude. It's I think once you kick off this significant of a campaign, start getting marketing stuff out there, yeah, it's pretty hard to move off of it. And I think the second delay now, second, third. I mean, it's been the track record, I feel like, with Rockstar, right? It's like they put a release out, it gets delayed once, gets delayed twice, sometimes a third time, but like after that, they're just like, all right, we're done. And like it usually comes out. So yeah, dude, it seems like they're more
yeah.
confident, man.
I think it's definitely going to come out for sure. I don't see any other way it doesn't, especially with how hyped it is, and it's going to make some money for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think it's more of just like it needs to be correct.
Yeah.
And I think they know that. They probably know that they can't mess this up. They probably know that they're making enough money off of their previous games to kind of take their time with this. And maybe that's why I bet you they have, like, a lot of people from higher up that are like, "We can't afford a mishap," because you've been working on it for over
Yeah,
10 years. If you mess up now, you're gonna be memed forever. If you mess up now, we're talking, like, execs and head of studios are out. That's
dude.
kinda
I
where I'm
mean,
at.
when you really think about it and break it down, man, like Rockstar's possibly the only developer left that has like full credibility of not releasing like a completely broken game, right? Like, I mean, they've hit
Yeah,
like on pretty much every game. I mean, obviously, like they don't release like versions of the game together. Like, obviously, the PC one always comes out later because it's harder to make. So, I mean,
yeah,
that's always a thing. But like, I don't know, man. They've had a pretty good track record. It's like one of the few developers I feel like people still have a lot of trust in. So,
I
it's
think
hope
that's
they
fair.
keep it, man.
Yeah,
Let's hope they keep it.
yeah,
So, oh yeah.
yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I thought you guys were joking in the group chat when you're like, "Oh yeah, we got this official date," and I'm just like, "Do we though? Like actually?" Because every single time that it's been brought up, it feels like it gets delayed. And these
Yeah.
are also the trailers that like people have seen before. But I I really, really hope. I think the only way that like they could probably squash, and this is what a lot of developers are really guilty of, what they could absolutely squash is the modding player base. When what GTA 4 has been doing, or GTA 5, I mean, has been doing for the longest time is kind of allowing them to mod the game, do VR content, do role playing. Like there's really cool things that you can do. And if you nuke that because of whatever particular reason that you might have, that would just be awful, I think. You can't
Yeah.
like you got to keep those people like they're keeping your game alive, you know? You got to keep it
Certainly
well.
are. Yeah, they really are, man. Yeah, the amount
Mm,
of people that still play GTA Online's staggering to this day, dude. A lot of
yeah.
people. Yeah, I mean, obviously the online platform is probably going to come out later too. That's typically the case. It's always like PC version, online comes out later. But like, I just looked at like watching the trailer again. I know people were like graphically, it's insane. I mean, everyone talked about there's a beer. There's one scene where a beer's sitting on the coffee table, and
Yes.
like you see the bubbles in it, and it looks like an actual beer, and everyone's like freaking out
The
about it.
the beer effects where you got this like you move the beer around and it's like 100%. It's almost like gravity's real in the
Yeah.
game. It's very good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, graphically it looks great. I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, I don't know, Rockstar does a pretty good job of writing. I'm hoping that's the same. I hope the writing's still strong. Um, just give us a good story, man. Like graphically, yeah,
Yeah.
you could do all sorts of things, but it's like also like Vice City and kind of getting the Miami. I think it's be cool to kind of revisit that area, especially for a lot of the
Vibe.
older fans. So, um, yeah, man, I very much looking forward to it, dude. I got my hopes. It's I want to sit here and say like, yeah, my hopes are up. I do trust Rockstar, I do. But dude, man, and these gamers, dude, we get burned way more often than not
So
nowadays. It's
freaking
like,
much, dude.
especially more recent,
I
dude, we get burned way more often than we don't. So it's like,
I don't know if I
it's
can
not
emotionally
Rockstar's
handle it.
fault. It's like,
It's their fault, dude.
it's not their
F
fault,
them.
man.
F
Rockstar
them.
didn't
It's
do
their
anything
fault,
wrong,
man.
man.
They did everything wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
It looks good though. I'm really excited, and it's gonna be dude. It's gonna be so funny because it's like more now than I've ever seen in my life, and I'm a freaking boomer. Is girl gamers like they just exist? I mean, they've always existed, but it's like it's becoming more and more popular and more socially acceptable from when I was growing up to
yeah,
admit that you play video games, to
it's true.
stream it, to talk about it in public discourse, and it's now vastly more acceptable it, to like consume it. Even
Yeah,
just like we were talking at the beginning of the episode, like people are now watching more and more live adaptations of video games, which is super exciting, and they're really enjoying it. It's like awesome to see as somebody that grew up playing video games for as long as
yeah,
I could remember. But there was a while you got bullied for it, and I'm really curious to see how people are going to react to GTA 6. Because for a while there, if you remember, it was hinted that the lead character was a woman, and people were freaking out over it. They're like, "Oh, it's going woke," or whatever the heck that even means, you know? Uh, and I, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like gangster's paradise kind of. That's what GTA's
Pretty
always been, man. It's just
much it.
yeah, story driven, handful of people doing crime.
So I mean, yeah,
Like,
it's story driven, but it's like satire turned up to 11. It's like it's
oh, yeah,
against
it
society,
maxed out.
against common norms, and all that. Like
Yeah,
always been that.
and it makes fun of itself too. If you
Yeah,
like listen to the radio and stuff, it just makes fun of
yeah.
itself as well. It's so good.
I mean, yeah, it's all satirical hyperbole. A lot of it, which I
Yeah,
mean, I think a lot of people, most people that play the game love it. So, and
I
I would agree.
yeah, I think there's portions of people that love it because they think like that's how they actually feel and that's how they actually think. So they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I finally found a game that represents how I feel." But
yeah.
it's like you don't
It
understand.
validates me.
You're the yeah, but you're the joke in the game.
Like you're a
Like
part of it,
that's
buddy. Get out of your own
yeah,
head.
like they're making fun of you, but
You're not
it's
above
just it
anybody. All right.
yeah, it's just different, man. It's silly in my eyes, but it's cool.
Yeah. Amen. It's about to gross 2 billion. So here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. The budget's highest budget video game ever made up until now. So
Yeah, I mean, as it should be, it's well adjusted, you know? It's kinda sick.
it better not miss. I'm not gonna speak into existence. But you know what has
Probably it
been
won't,
missing
right?
and needs to stop missing?
Oh, buddy. Alright, we're Epic Games. Alrighty. Epic Games, the wonderful world of Epic Games. You know, back-to-back articles from me, from, Eurogamer. This one's from Chris Tapsell. He is the deputy editorial director. We've read a couple of his articles, is pretty good. This one I'm mostly excited about just because somebody also knows my frustration with the Epic Games launcher. One of the reasons why I didn't like playing Fortnite was because of this crap.
Straight from the
So
horse's
let's get
mouth.
into it. Yep. All right. So the launcher sucks. Let's call it what it is. Epic Games Store boss says, and promising a year of big improvements in speed, new forum type social features, more and more. So yeah, I don't know who even knows what a forum is that plays Epic games, but whatever.
Are you saying they're all Gen
Did
Alpha?
you ever use, dude? Did you even use a forum growing up?
Genuinely, I mean, I probably read some forums. I never participated in any. But
Oh yeah, see, I did. Like I
I
was
see,
deep in the
not me,
trenches.
not
But
me, man.
culture's a little bit different for the Halo kids, though.
It's true.
Um, yeah, maybe that's why I think everybody hates gamers because I was a Halo kid. They just hated me. All right. Anyways, Epic has released its usual stream of annual stats for Epic Game Store, including a big release in third-party spending with the confirmation of notable drop in Fortnite playtime. But alongside with the publisher, developer, engine maker, and storefront owners also promising some major improvements to the oft maligned store itself. So the headline improvements come in from the form of much better speed, more features, noticeably social ones from player to player, and a cross-platform library between your PC and your mobile phone. Congratulations, that's what Xbox has had for the better part of 8 years. We have a lot of things we need to fix, admitted Epic Games Store Vice President and General Manager Steven Allison said during an interview with Eurogamer. He continues by saying, "We have needed to fix them for years." Thank you for acknowledging that, please. We've been really focusing on developer tooling and all the things we do there. But last year, we finally started to point more of our resources towards player experience stuff, all the things that our players have needed, wanted, and all critics rightfully take us to task on. You know what's actually kind of interesting? Now that I'm more, so I do engineering and I do basically production level design documents. Um, this is kind of interesting here because I could see from a manager perspective why you wouldn't care about the launcher
Yeah,
because it, you, the customer doesn't pay for the launcher. It's built in. It's something you can download for free so that you can play the games that they pay for. So from a managerial standpoint, you view the launcher only in the viewpoint of get them to be able to launch the game for what they paid money for.
yeah,
Don't allocate resources because resources means people. People cost money. and developers are very pricey. So you need to have like the amount of problems that they have with the game launcher and just being what it is now, so bare bones kind of crap. You're going to be grabbing like what? How many? You're out in the Raleigh area. Raleigh's kind of a tech hub now. Average salary there for like probably a mid-tier to senior level developer to probably clearing like 120K. You're probably going to need like at least a team of 6 working on this to make sure it doesn't bog down and freaking break, plus QA, plus marketing, plus all this other kind of crap. That's like that costs a significant amount of money, maybe like $1 million just to fix the launcher. And people ain't paying money for that. So I could see like bottom line level, Epic Games not wanting to do that. Like actually spend money to fix their products. I don't know
You
if you had
are
a thought on that.
you are totally right, like completely right. My only argument as a consumer is like you're freaking Epic Games, dog. You made Fortnite. You know how much money you literally like poop out money like on a daily basis. You have so much money.
Yeah.
Like you have an engine that's widely used amongst the industry. Like you have so much money, not just on Fortnite from your engine, all that. Like I get it from a business standpoint, but also like you print money. You're worth $1 bajillion, literally. Like I think you can devote a small team to improve the launcher, which could entice people to use your launcher more, buy games on your launcher, improve your service more, and get more customers. Like there's business incentive, I feel like, to make the launcher better, and they've like put it on the back burner. Like you see me use Epic Launcher for Fortnite, that's about it. Like I'm not sitting there and like when I'm buying a game, I'm still going to Steam as like my way to buy games. Like I haven't like when I bought KCD2, I had 2 options because it was on sale, like multiple places. I had Steam and I had GOG. So I was like, okay, DRM free, like sure. I was like, Steam, it tracks my progress, it tracks my time to play, gives me achievements and all that. Like I haven't done anything wrong with my Steam, so like, yeah, sure, I'm just buying the license, but so I bought it in the ecosystem of Steam, right? Like never in a million years would I go to Epic Games to buy my video games in this day and age. And so like, if they made the launcher better, made the ecosystem better, could you get more people to come and play games, use your launcher, and buy stuff on your platform, you make more money? Like, there's an argument I think either way. Like, there's the argument of like, yeah, it's not worth it. There's also an argument of like, well, if we just spend just a 0.0051% of the money we make to actually hire a small team and make it better, could that improve marketability and consumerism on a wide enough basis where maybe make up the cost? I mean, clearly, look, I'm just a consumer. They probably did this research, and they're probably like, yeah, it wasn't worth it. Like, I'm sure they did. So, like, I'm probably, like, speaking to a brick wall because, like, they're just like, what is this guy saying? Like, we already did this. It's clearly not worth it. Like, the dude doesn't understand. Cool. But, like, hey, man, I know it's America, right? Like, corporations, man, we got a meritocracy. You just gotta find ways to make money. And if you're not making money, if you don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So it is for all these companies, and I get it. But it's like, man, dude, you just print money, dude. Fart it out on a daily basis.
I agree with you. Here is where I pivot. Okay, your argument makes perfect sense.
All ears.
So long if Epic Games produces a multitude of different games. Like produces as in not publish, but develop. We're talking about like within the Epic Games studio, actual resources of people developing software, games, and the launcher that we're specifically talking about. So let's do a bit of a trivia thing. And I just Googled it because I wanted to make sure that I was speaking truth here. What do you think is the last game that Epic Games has developed that
Fortnite.
that wasn't that wasn't in Fortnite?
That wasn't.
That wasn't in Fortnite. Because remember, they made Fortnite its own game development software.
Yeah, they Robloxed it. Yeah.
Yeah, they Robloxed it, and they also have Unreal Engine.
Oh yeah, I feel like their 2 biggest streams: Fortnite, Unreal Engine. That's like,
Yeah,
that's what I would
100%,
think.
100%. You're not gonna believe what it is.
Borderlands 4. No wait, that was Gearbox.
Yep.
Nah, you got me. I don't know.
I'm gonna double check that this is actually not in the. Okay, this is discontinued and no longer available.
Oh,
December 30th, 2022. It was on iOS and Windows.
oh
You're never gonna get it.
no, I'm not.
Battle Breakers.
Oh, I remember that game. At least I remember the name.
Yeah,
It's actually
most
hilarious.
people do because the funding behind it was insanity. But let's go back even further. The next one, and you're gonna love this, Battle Breakers. What's it called when you have two of you name somebody? Like Marvel's really guilty about this. Somebody is named or a thing is named with the same first letter. So like Peter Parker, Peter Parker. I don't know what the other ones are, but there's like a
Peter
whole bunch of
Parker.
them. Uh,
Lois Lane.
there's
Think about all
yeah,
these
Lois
different.
Lane would be, but that's
I mean,
DC.
it's
But
not
like
as DC, but
there's a
yeah,
name for it.
starting letters. Yeah.
So yeah, Battle Breakers is one of them. If I keep scrolling down, you hit Robo Recall. Do you even remember that?
I vaguely remember the name. Dude, this is
Brother,
funny.
it was like one of the early games that was on Oculus Quest and the Oculus Rift.
Oh my
It was one of
gosh.
those ones that like clearly Epic Games got paid by my like Windows and
I
we're just
mean,
like, ah, screw it.
they don't
Or
have an incentive.
Microsoft.
You know what? After they made Battle Breakers, whatever, you know what they did after that? They were like, you know what? Let's take our best game and let's just make an
Yeah.
engine within the game where people could just make games. So like they just said, you know what? Fortnite's our money maker. Let's just all in, and that's what it was.
What I'm looking at here is insane. You have Shadow Complex Remastered. I don't even remember that. December 3rd, 2015. If I click on this, oh, I actually do recognize that logo. But that's because I'm perpetually online. Oh, it's like a side scroller almost. Okay, cool. You can probably play that on a mobile game. But then after that is Infinity Blade 3, which some people might remember. Um, that was on this September 18, 2013 that got released. And then you have Gears of War Judgment,
Gears of War.
March 19th, 2013. So when we're talking about game launchers here, and what you're talking about, they have more money than God because of Fortnite and
Am
Unreal
I
Engine.
wrong?
They You are not wrong. You are not wrong. But when you look at it from a personal business standpoint, if you're Epic Games themselves, those are your primary functions to make money. You're not going to send people over to make sure your game launcher works. What do you need a game launcher for if the only game that you actually make is Fortnite? And don't come in here start saying, "Oh, I play Lego Fortnite. I play Rocket Racing." That's just Fortnite. Like
It's still
it,
Fortnite. You're
it's
launching the same
it
game.
act it literally. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just had an epiphany. Holy crap! I just had a brain blast. Do you play Call of Duty?
Yes,
Okay.
I haven't played in a while, but yes.
Activision Blizzard
Mhm.
has a game launcher, Battle.net.
Oh
You
my.
log into Call of Duty, which opens up the Call of Duty game launcher, which opens up 8 other freaking Call of Duty games that you can go launch from. How is that any different than Epic Games launcher to Fortnite to then picking, do I want to play Battle Royale? Do I want to play Rocket Racing? Do I want to play Lego Survivor bullshit? You know what I mean? So what I'm saying, Call of Duty is Fortnite.
I mean, all right, guys. That was the episode this week. I don't know if we're
Yep.
gonna do another one. That actually might be the end of the show forever. All right, goodbye, guys. Dude,
I feel like I'm speaking facts.
hey, man. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, dude. If you start the second I see Call of Duty just full send and say, you know what, you can make a jump scare haunted house map in Call of Duty. We'll give you the engine. Like, then I know
It's
it's
coming.
I know they've know it's over, man.
You know what's actually hindering Call of Duty from doing that? They have like 18 freaking studios building the game, and that's why it never functions.
Dude, it's just like, to what end are
Every
we
time I
going?
load up, I have to update like 5 different things.
Yeah, dude,
It's insane.
you launch, it's like, all right, update, playlist update, click off my
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
and then
Update. Oh, by the way, you have to launch your computer in safe mode. By the way, you have to launch it in this super hyper realistic lockdown in the BIOS because we don't know how anti cheat works. It's like, bro, I'm like bottlenecking my own software, and it makes me want to bottleneck my freaking head through a freaking window
By the way, here's 32,000 shaders you have to load before you can play.
every time. And God forbid
Like,
you load in accidentally and you don't download them. You like Roblox now? Let me share an experience with you. The game will not work. It'll break. It'll be laggy, and everything will be unseeable. It's honestly what I look like what I see when I don't have contacts in. It's a wrap.
honestly, I think
Do
they're.
we even continue the article?
I think for the rest of the time, I'm just gonna be on the vote of the listen, dude. Time to kill God. That's it. Seen it. Just kill it.
All right. Anyways, we're talking about the game launcher here and why the Epic Games boss is basically saying they're not Call of Duty. Let's get into it. We got a lot of stuff out of the door. This is, by the way, to recap. This is Steven Allison, the general manager and basically vice president of Epic Games, talking. We got a lot of stuff out the door last year, with more Fortnite, whatever. But and this year is going to be probably the best year for the stuff on the big rocks. And the big rocks are the launcher sucks. Let's call it what it is. It's really slow. It makes calls to our back end services to refresh every time you click around, and depending on your connection, you'll have to wait a couple of seconds, and that just doesn't feel good, especially when people are comparing and contrasting the dual using one that doesn't do that, aka Steam, Xbox Game Launcher. They consolidate everything now, so you don't have to worry about half this crap. Work on the architecture started in November 2025, he says, and is making great progress. We're basically pulling the guts out, putting new guts in. Those speed improvements should appear for players around May or June, according to Allison. And Epic's official press release states this summer. It should start to feel good, be faster, and people be like, holy, it doesn't suck so much, and that will be a win for us. There's a pretty candid acknowledgement from Allison, who seems well aware of the criticism Epic has faced for its user experience. Another of those in the Epic Game Store's lack of functionality compared to its main rivals, such as Steam, is also now finally being addressed. He went on, we have no social framework in the store like other stores, even console platforms, which have the ability to communicate with friends. We just kind of stripped that out during COVID and never brought it back. As a result, Epic is set to bring community spaces to the Epic Game Store, adding avatars, player profiles, and private messaging to cross platform text chat, and adding voice chat and game independent parties from Q2 this year. Allison noted that this is coming in May, to be precise. It's only a few months away. A cross platform library will come in the autumn, along with new library management functionality, region specific storefronts, and a launch of the store in iOS in Japan in March and Brazil in June. All this marks the first proper step towards addressing some of the many player facing issues that have been raised by users over time, from those lacking social functions to wider community features such as user reviews. One more that's set to arrive per Allison. That should go down especially well amongst the internet users of a specific age, missing the bygone era of static, non-messaging, non-instant messaging communication, a kind of forum type experience, as he put it, which is set to arrive in test form later this year. That just sounds like it might be Discord, to be honest.
Like,
Direct text
yeah, I mean, like,
communication.
listen, I'm pretty sure Steam has like a voice party thing that you can use, but like nobody knows
Yeah.
that because guess what? Discord. Like, I don't know. Like, if you're using this on PC, it's like, I mean, everyone's gonna use Discord. I feel like it's. I mean, look, you want to talk about something that's not worth working on? It's that. Like, you can do like
Yeah.
social, whatever, friends and stuff. I just feel like it's like nobody's gonna use that on PC. Everyone's just gonna use Discord.
It specifically mentions here about user specific age or something like that. That makes the most sense. If you got people that just have entirely grown up on playing nothing but Fortnite, because you could absolutely do that.
Yeah.
You could be like born, or you could be 9 years old in 2018 whenever Fortnite launched, and that's just been your daily driver for the better part of like 8 years.
Gosh,
That
yeah.
is totally feasible because the game has gone through
Wow.
so many different iterations. It maintains popular culture relevancy. You have pros playing, like professional athletes, not just like pro players. You have a comp scene. You have concerts in the freaking game. The game now has the ability to make other games. So I could see it being its
Dude,
entire ecosystem. There's 100%, probably, I would guess, a large population of people, like gamers, in a certain age group that have never played any other games besides Fortnite.
I just think 8 years. I think about when I was back in college before class, I would play solos on Fortnite in my dorm room, like in my apartment or
Yeah,
wherever. I would just. It was 8 years ago.
just a grinder. Oh, 8 years ago.
Dude,
I
that was
sorry,
eight
I
years
coached you.
ago. That was 8 years,
I coached
dude.
you, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's people. Yeah, you're
You don't
totally right too. There's probably kids that just that's all they know.
you don't want to know where I was 8 years ago. I'll tell you that. If you want to feel old. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's kind of before we write it off completely, we need to start thinking about it from a perspective of the original audience or the population that's on Fortnite. And when you
God,
start thinking about it this way, most people under the age of 20 grew up with Fortnite and they probably played it the vast majority of their time if they're a
sure.
gamer.
Hey man,
Highly likely.
Epic Games needs to
Yeah.
hire Mad Mike. He gets it. This
Yeah.
guy, me,
I'm
nah.
not far away. Yeah,
Exactly, literally.
not far away. I'll be there in a jiffy, bro. Shoot, I love the Research Triangle area. Yeah,
There
I
you
know
go.
what it is. RTP. I used to live there.
Go back home, Mike.
Put me back in North Hills, and I'll be happy. All right. Anyways, the prevailing question at this point: what's taken the company by no means short on resources so long to pull these seemingly fundamental features all together? Allison's answer. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see if he thinks what I think. Allison answers was that it was a two-sided marketplace and super complicated and hard at first, and the store's sheer number of users on launch, approximately 30 million users in the first 14 months, meant primarily focusing on the developer side. Who said that first? I believe I did.
Who said that?
We've got to get developers in the door. They're not going to deal with the back end where we have to do everything manually with them. Oh gosh. And so we really focused on that because free games was so powerful at the beginning as an incentive to get the players to match the developers. Interesting. So the store itself, Allison is keen to mention during our conversation, was ultimately launched as the tip of the spear for getting developers to a much higher revenue share of 88% to 12% versus Steam's infamous 30% cut, something currently the subject of a $656 million consumer lawsuit here in the UK. Allison goes on to say, it isn't, by the way, we covered that in last week's episode. You want to check it out. Allison said, it isn't that we ignored it, but we had to get out of the super manual onboarding of important titles. We had to build the tools for self publishing, and that took us like almost 3 years. It was a major focus of our engineering. At the same time, Allison seemed very much cognizant of the issues players have had with the storefront. Now the company is spending the majority of engineering time, focus, and capacity on player facing features that we know we have to get to. So the criticism is all fair, he continued, citing a particular blunt subreddit, r slash f Reddit.
Or
There are
F
people
Epic.
that feel that way, and we respect that, but we know that the players are going to be happy when those features show up, and we just gotta knock them out. And so I hope, like 2 years from now, we're not really having this conversation anymore. The multi-platform stuff is cool. The social stuff maybe is better for anyone's doing. So he said like the social stuff maybe is better than anyone's doing. Okay, we'll see. The goal within that period is that Epic is no longer in a deficiency compared to expected features. Okay, I get that. We're trying to attack all the big buckets of things that are fair criticisms, and we have to do the work. They just have to do the work. Honestly, I like the idea of a vice president, obviously, and head of general engineering or general management, focusing entirely on production and to better features for the end consumer. I like that a lot. I'm always going to support that. I hope it works for him. Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing they could possibly do is if they do all of this work and then they do private equity level of engagement where they're just like, oh yeah, now we have to make all our money back, so it starts charging for features. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah. You know what's free is Discord. You know what happens to Discord is it's so freaking good that people subscribe to it
Yeah.
to make sure Discord
Dude,
stays functional. That
I've
is how good Discord is.
dude, I'm telling you, as an adult, it's one of the first things I did after a while. I was like, you know what, Discord's so good. What's $5 a month? I'm willing to pay that. I use the service every day. Why
100%.
not? Like,
Yeah.
it's one of the first products
I
where I
could
was
use
like,
some memes.
I'll buy it. And ever since, bro, Nitro subscriber. So
Dude, I think when you get a subscription service, when you purchase a subscription service where you immediately think after a couple of months, you're like, this has bettered my life, or it's like it's improved my day to day in some meaningful fashion.
Yeah.
It's improved the interaction that I have with my friends, or like we enjoy it together. I will like I will devote loyalty to something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I put up with Xbox's subscription hikes for a long freaking time. I really did. The last one was brutal because it was like 3 hikes in a 12-month period, and they raised rates on freaking everything. It's like, bro, you just had the most insane profit margins you've ever had in existence, and then you're raising rates. It's like, I ain't for that. But Discord has kept us alive, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they're good. They're really
Great
good.
features. Yeah.
And I always like to sell people on Discord, and I wish my normies, my Normans, my normie friends would wake up and smell the roses, bro. They gotta wake up and realize that Discord's the truth. I
If you
wonder if
sit
Epic
here
Games
and
can
use
do something
TeamSpeak,
interesting.
and I don't know why we're using TeamSpeak in 2026. Yeah, like sure, the Twitter account had some funny memes last year. All right, but guess what?
Bro, you missed out on
Discord's
the
here to
height
stay.
of TeamSpeak. You missed out on the height of
Hey man,
TeamSpeak, I'll tell you that.
I was a Skyper dude. That's all I used.
Ooh. Skype?
Yeah, dude, I used that good old Skype.
Skype?
Yeah,
Skype?
man. Back in the day, I was using Skype.
That is fair.
It was sick.
I was also on Skype. I
Yeah.
still have Skype downloaded, I think. Let's see. Skype.
I thought they discontinued Skype. I
No,
thought they like
I don't have
erased it.
Skype anymore.
I thought they erased it off like every Windows computer imaginable at this point.
Probably did. I mean,
'Cause
Skype
Teams
was
is a
its own
thing.
individual thing
So
for a very, very long time. Is
yeah,
Team still downloaded? Probably is.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
I
Teams
got
downloaded
TeamSpeak. I
mine.
type in Teams and TeamSpeak shows up. Yeah, I got Teams right here.
Teams, woo! They replaced Skype.
Sheesh. I think if you do Windows T, Teams pops up.
Dude, it's so funny. Like whenever I started working at my company, like one of the clients I worked for, they had the Microsoft Suite, right? And it was Skype.
Mhm.
Like when I first started, it was Skype still. And then like it
Oh
was
yeah.
probably a year after
Oh, yeah.
that, year or two after that's when Teams started coming in. People started transitioning, and then Microsoft
Yep.
started pushing it. And now it's all Teams. So I mean, I was at the tail end of
Uh,
Skype for work. I remember that.
yeah, they pivoted out of Teams and forced everybody. No, they pivoted out of Skype and forced everybody to Teams because I think Skype was its own individual thing. It got bought out in like 2016 ish, and then they realized like they totally messed up Skype because they kind of realized like you can't just purchase something and then people stick around if you don't maintain it. Um, and then they switched over to Teams. I think they switched over to Teams in like 2020 at the end of 2020.
Yeah, I think it's a big as like whenever
Yeah,
2020
when
started is
every
when it really started taking
I
off. I
know a
think.
lot of companies that went to Discord instead of because Teams
That's
wasn't really
funny.
good.
I mean, like for
Like,
text chat, there's a lot of companies that use Slack. I mean, still to this day, there's companies that use Slack.
oh yeah, yeah, that's
That's
the
like
other
a
one.
huge one. But Slack's got a huge share.
Oh wow,
Hmm.
Skype retired in May 5th, 2025.
Oh,
It
like
launched in
officially.
2003. Yeah. Oh, so it was. I guess it was initially. Let's see. I want to find out the history of Skype. Skype was founded in 2003, in Sweden by a couple of names that I can't pronounce. They're all
Sweden.
Swedish. Uh, yeah, it started off as its own individual thing. It got acquired by somebody in Poland. It continued going. Uh, eBay seems to have acquired it in 2005. And then
eBay.
I'm sure whenever eBay announced that it was going to sell it to Silver Lake, if you remember them, and then Skype partnered with Comcast. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. Angel, oh dude, I'm about to date myself. You're not ready. Okay, I think you were like 3 years old. On July 14th,
Hey,
2011.
3 years old is
2011.
crazy.
I know. That's unhinged.
I
Yeah,
was in
you were
high school,
3.
bro. Let's relax.
Skype partnered with Comcast to bring its video chat services to Comcast subscribers via HD TV sets. Do
That's
you understand what
nuts.
that means? HD TV, the cable boxes
Oh man, yeah, HD
through
DVDs and all
Skype.
that. No,
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then eventually it was released to computer and all Android phone devices in 2013. Skype collaborated with PayPal to bring money send feature, and then at the end of 2011 or mid 2011, it got purchased by by Microsoft. So I had Skype. Oh my dude, I think I'm an early adopter of everything. I had Skype in like 2009, 2008 or 9. Um,
That's
Sheesh, it's a wrap for me, brother. More than likely, I'm gonna say that I definitely had it in college, 1 bajillion% because I was using it to talk to a girlfriend when I went to Australia, and we were Skyping each other. That was at the same time when
dude.
Facebook came out with Facebook Video, and nobody really used it because the quality was trash. But Skype was already integrated into the cable network scheme because we didn't really have fiber broadband internet.
That's
Everything was
crazy.
still on coax.
Diving
Yeah.
into I forgot about your Australia arc. Do you have you've had a lot of
Oh
arcs,
yeah.
Mike.
Yeah. We out here. We out here, brother. We're enjoying this arc right now. We're in the end game now. No, not really. We're in
Okay.
the we're in the let's get some more money, get a boat, and start landing on the freaking pontoons, bro. I want a couple of pontoons together. I want some freaking mounted because it gets wavy on the lake. We got to get some mounted heavy duty monitors. We got to have everybody with the PC plug in the controller. And let's start screaming call outs. We'll have people on pontoons on the left, pontoons on the right. We'll run a fiber optic insulated line side to side. It'll be electric, dude. Electric. And people will be like, "How are you gonna run it?" Electric generators. Um, yeah, yeah. Skype. A little bit of history of Skype is kind of sick.
That's kind of
Yeah, but
sick.
that's cool. Yeah, so the teams kind of took over in 2019 because Microsoft dropped the ball after acquiring. Dude, Microsoft's so guilty of this, man. They just acquire something that's super successful, and they're like, okay, let's just neglect it for the remainder of all time. Hey, I got an idea that we came up with this AI program, voice chat program that's like super intuitive and helpful. It's called Cortana, named after the Halo character. And by the way, we're just never gonna do anything with it until ChatGPT takes it over, and then we're gonna disband
Yeah. Who
Cortana
needs
and then
Cortana?
make Microsoft Copilot.
Co-pilot.
Yeah, and it's like it's the same crap you keep doing. Like Teams was Skype. Like
Oh
they
man,
just they screw it up so much, man.
it's I don't know, it's kind of funny, man. Like, my only question is, who has the bigger graveyard? Is it Microsoft or Google? Because they both have pretty big graveyards, dude. Google's
Um,
is up there.
my instinct says Microsoft, but if we're talking about a true graveyard, it's Google.
Google,
If
man.
that makes sense. Like when Google drops something, they never bring it back ever. It's dead for eternity. When Microsoft drops something, they rebrand it and update it. Like Microsoft views everything like a branding issue. They don't view it as like a development issue.
Yeah.
Whereas Google's just like, yeah, the brand's dead, so everything's dead, and let's stop using it.
What's funny? According to Google AI, they said Google is generally considered to have the bigger or at least more famous graveyard compared to Microsoft. As the 2025 Killed by Google list tracks over 290 products, including hardware, apps, and services. Some notable entries are Google Reader, Google Plus, Stadia, Hangouts, Inbox by Google. Microsoft's size, while sometimes considered smaller in the public eye than Google's, Microsoft's graveyard is actually sizable and arguably older, covering decades of software development. Some notable entries are the Windows Phone, everyone knows that, Internet Explorer, RIP, MSN Messenger, Group Music, Microsoft Lens, Mixer. I forgot about Mixer. Oh,
Okay.
man.
Oh, okay. Hear me out.
It's graveyards,
All right,
man.
Mixer's the only one that's truly dead. Everything else on that list still exists in a different format.
It's rebranded. I see.
Yeah, it's under like I have my phone literally connected right now. I think they call it Phone Link.
Phone
Instead
Link,
of Windows
okay.
Phone, it's Phone
Well,
Link.
no, Windows.
Internet
What about like
Explorer
physical Windows
is
phones, though? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they're referring to, right? Because Windows Phone isn't a software anymore, right? You remember, like, well, I had a Windows Phone. It was dog meat. That thing sucked. I had it for like a
um,
year, and I was like, I'm out. Give me an iPhone.
it's you could do the same thing on Skype though. So you use Vonage at work by chance? A lot of
No,
companies do that.
no, we
You
don't.
know what Vonage is?
I've heard of Orange. Yeah, we don't use it.
Okay. So Skype had it too. You basically have like a hardwired line number, but you can call through anybody that's working
Oh
telecom
no, but
sales
like,
will have this as well.
what I'm talking about, like the Windows Phone, like the software mic for Windows Phone, like it was
Yeah.
separate from Android, separate from Google. Well, it's
Yeah.
probably a version of Android, but like separate from Android Marketplace, separate from iPhone, like
Okay.
Windows
So
Phone. That I'm
all
pretty
right,
sure
I'm
is
I'm
dead,
mistaken.
dead. I think that is like
Yeah,
long
I think
dead.
that's dead.
Cause I had,
Yeah.
dude, it was bad. I had it for a year, dude. I see why I died. I mean, you just had no apps, no support. Like, it got no third party support from like any marketplaces or anything. It was bad.
Yeah, it wasn't worth their time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just wasn't. So yeah, it's
Yeah, they couldn't compete.
dead.
So that's dead. Internet
That's definitely
Explorer is
dead.
just Edge.
Yeah, it's Edge now.
It's Edge.
Which is
Um
Chromium, so it's Chrome. And then MS, yeah, I
MSN
mean
Messenger, dude.
MSN.
What
It's
even
like it's almost
is
like reminds me of AOL. I know it's not AOL, but it's kind of like
what replaced MSN Messenger? Did you ever use MSN Messenger?
no, no. I remember
Well,
being on
MSN Messenger kind of
I remember
failed
I
and then
remember
turned.
being on
Yeah,
AOL chats when I was like really young, and I was so young I couldn't type fast. And there was people I would like. It was like on my grandma's computer because she was always on AOL Messenger because like she just had nothing else to do. So like I would hop on like whenever I was at her house. I would like hop on sometimes. And there's a couple times where I was on, and they would ask me like how old I was and stuff, and I was like too scared to say, so I just like walk away.
yeah.
I was like I ain't
Well,
participating in this.
so MSN Messenger, if I remember correctly, the timeline basically went the what's it called? The main timeline from Loki. The
Uh,
I don't know. I can't.
I
There's a
don't know.
timeline, the gold timeline or whatever. But basically, it went like AIM Messenger, Microsoft bought AIM, and then it became. What does it say?
I don't know what Google's telling me, man.
Whatever. I don't
Dies of it. Yeah,
remember.
I don't know. This is like a
Uh,
Loki's main.
the
I don't know.
it's not Royal. It's not Hidden. It's something else. Anyways, yeah. So it went from MSN Messenger, then I went to Skype. Well, I think it went AIM, then MSN Messenger, then to Skype. Skype is now Teams. So it's like that's not completely dead. Sacred. There you go. Sacred
Sacred
Timeline.
Timeline.
Yeah. Highly recommend you watch Loki, by the way. Big
Part
fan.
is good.
Yeah. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I think Microsoft has more dead projects historically named, but they always replace it to keep it alive.
Some of them
They
are
just
truly dead.
they yeah, like the Xbox companion app was god awful. And now you have the Xbox Game Bar. It's like when Microsoft doesn't update, they rename it to a
Yeah.
level that they're like, yeah, that old stuff, that wasn't us. That wasn't us. Here's a different product we got
Just
for you.
repackage it.
Yeah, repackage it, rebuild. It's just like, bro, you just did an update. Why are we renaming it? It's very, it's kind of genius in a way, I guess.
Yeah. Give it to
Um,
'em.
yeah. And then
Mike's
with Windows, they're like, oh, we got Windows 7, 9, 10, 11. So, like, come on.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Do you see how long this video is right now? See that? Probably should let him go.
Oh, we're cooked.
We
We're
probably should.
cooked. Let's let the people go. We're cooked. Yeah, an hour 45 minutes. My bad, guys. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you stuck around, we appreciate you because holy smokes, that's a long episode.
There it is.
Went by quick for us, I feel like. But we do have links in the description below. You can check out all the articles. You have timestamps below as well, and just links in general where you can probably find us and then yap at us and tell us to shut up more. Kyle, do you have anything to add?
Nah,
We've
man. I
been
think
yapping too long.
I don't know. Yeah, we have quite a while, but a lot of it was off topic of the article. It's probably gonna just film an episode of just us yapping for an hour.
Honestly, wouldn't be a bad episode, I think. I was having fun.
Nope.
All right, man. I will talk to you guys later. You'll talk to him later. This is BM2 Podcast. I'm Mike Lancy. That's Kyle Heath. We appreciate you guys. Keep gaming. We'll see you in the next one. And most importantly, enjoy COD Ranked, Nintendo Direct, and there was another one. What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Super
We'll
Bowl
figure it out
weekend if you're
later.
into football.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There you go. All right. See you guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye.